Hey folks, welcome back. So we're going to be talking about just the front ends, different front ends that some of these Ram pickups had, dealing with the 80s through late 80s through early 90s, mostly having to deal with the first generation Cummins, just because I don't see these things all the time, so I'm sure that other people might have a little bit of the confusion that I had for just a little bit. It wasn't that hard to sort out. Anyways, we were looking for front brake parts, rotors specifically, and it came across that this thing, that there was rotors and stuff available that was for a 3,300 pound axle or a 4,000 pound axle. Pretty much the gist of it is if you have the Cummins in there, you've got the 4,000 pound axle. And one thing that I didn't know is, because I have just done a couple, we're talking about just the rear wheel drive pickups. Four wheel drives, I don't know. We're not pertaining to those because I haven't run any of that issue, and I work on a lot more 4x4s than I do just these two wheel drives. But I did have a couple of late 90s. One was a 97, one was a 98, both 2500, just rear wheel drive, and their rotor assembly and everything like that was different, so I was a little confused on this right at first, and that's hence the reason we're making the video. Okay, so when you have your parts guy or whatever look up your parts, you're going to come up with one rotor that is all one piece, and it is for the 3,300 pound axle, and that's usually just typically in the D250s. Is the gasoline pickups would probably have that. The other one, you're going to come up with a rotor that doesn't have the hub assembly in it, and at first I was just like, well, shoot, I mean, I'm not finding the right thing. I didn't even realize it when I even ordered this one came in. They said I don't work on these all the time, so maybe somebody else is running into this problem or whatever, and that's what we're doing this here for. Basically, we just got to pound out all of these, because you'll have just the brake rotor, just how they basically come on a lot more modern vehicles, except for, the hub basically comes out of the rotor on the 4,000 pound axles versus how they do. They're just all one piece on this. It's pretty easy to do. You just take the whole rotor assembly out with the bearings and everything like that, just how you normally would. Give this a good whack. I'm going to try to point the camera and watch what I'm doing at the same time, but just like that. Usually these things are crowned enough that if you give it a good hit like that, you won't hurt it or anything like that. But if you want to put the nut on it, go for it anyways. So it's not too bad, but you just get a good size hammer and just a, to give it, I could have hit it a lot harder, but it's not too bad. So I'll get these last two out, and there you go. Hub comes off, and then get it all cleaned up and new grease and this, that, and the other, and get your new rotors on. And that's how that goes. These ones here, same thing, but they just don't come apart. So anyways, that's all there is with this as far as like the brake parts and stuff, the pads, everything. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure like ball joints and the pads and everything like that is all force. So if you have this style and you have it's all going to be for the 4,000 pound axle. Okay, so you come in here and hopefully your data sticker is still on here. You can see that this one here says in the front gear, or the right here. My mind's not working very good. It's late in the day. 3,830 pound axle. Well, that's a 4,000 pound axle basically. They just rated a little bit less than what it's I guess what it's classified as, but anyways, that's what another way to tell what you have. So anyways, hopefully this helped you out, so thanks for watching. Actually, I might just give a little bit of tip right quick as far as putting these things back in. You can get them started and you can pound them in as much as you can from the back side. but you can also use the lug nut. I like to use the old lug nuts, or if you just use the regular lug nuts and then just go ahead and replace them, run them up with a impact gun. That's another way to do it. It's really not too bad, but a lot of times I just end up pounding them back in from the other side with some kind of a punch or something like that, you know, because it's going to be, obviously it's going to be, you know, down in here, and you're not really going to get a good aim and good shot at it with a hammer. But you know, you would just set this over like this and put your deal on here like that, line everything up, and then, you know, go ahead and pound in your deals here. But like I said, you'll probably need a punch or something like that. I use an air hammer to put them back in, but thought I'd just offer that tip up a little bit. It's not too bad, because you know, like I said, I hadn't run into this in a long time. But there's other vehicles and stuff that have the similar design like this, and pounding out studs and all that kind of stuff. It's all the same, like I said, you know. Anyways, thanks for watching.